Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here at historic Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Kyle Wilson. We're going to be broadcasting now game number 8 here on field number 8. We got a 1:30 start time between Palm Beach State College and Northwest Florida State College. We come into today's game. The Raiders are the home team, and the Palm Beach State is going to be the away team on the scoreboard. Palm Beach State has a record of 16 wins and 35 losses. Northwest Florida State College has a record of 41 wins and 6 defeats. The starting lineup first for our visitors from Palm Beach State College. Leading off, number 11, Kaylin Spencer playing left field. Number 6, Teshlilin Kiradongo is going to be the center fielder, number 6. Batting third, Virginia Spring, the catcher, number 7. Batting fourth, Jessica Onega, the third baseman, number 15. Following number 2, Philly Llewellyn, the first baseman. Number 10, Taylor Atherton, the offensive player. Number 1, Shanice Americariana, the shortstop. Number 20, batting 8th, the right fielder, Allison Gerard. And number 18, in the 9-hole, the second baseman, Charisse Americana. There's your starting lineup for the visitors from Palm Beach State College. We'll go over the defensive lineup momentarily. Leading off, Kaylin Spencer. Pitching for Northwest Florida State College, the Raiders, is Savannah McHellen. Savannah McHellen, starting pitcher for Northwest Florida State College, the Raiders. McKellen comes in today's game with a 1.52 ERA, 19-0 on the year in 26 appearances. She started 18 games. This is going to be her 19th start of the year. She's thrown 15 complete games and 5 shutouts. She's got 3 saves and 129 innings pitched. She's given up 84 hits, 40 runs, 28 of which were earned, 33 bases on balls, and has struck out 169 batters so far this season. Count is 1 ball. Correction. We're now 1 out. Count 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. To Kiradongo.
Oh, come on. Stop. 2 and 2.
For the Panthers, leading off, Kaylin Spencer. Spencer hitting 300 on the year. She has 10 doubles on the year. Spencer works her way to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. From Savannah McKellen. The pitch incoming. The infield pop, the second baseman. That's Mackenzie Huey over at second for Northwest Florida State College. That's the first out of the game.
Center fielder number 6.
Now batting number 6. The Shyland Kiradongo, the center fielder from Palm Beach State College. Kiradongo went to Trinity Christian. That was hit hard to center, just over the head of the center fielder, Kristen Lizardi. Kiradongo already over on third base with a stand-up triple to start the game. Now batting, the catcher, number 7, Virginia Spring. Got a runner on third, Kiradongo at third base. No balls, 1 strike to Virginia Spring. We got 1 out. We're back in Vero Beach, an absolutely stunning day here on field number 8. I don't see a cloud in the sky. There might be some over to the right a little bit, but out over the coast, it is absolutely stunning today. Count, no balls, 2 strikes. Correction, there was an illegal pitch there. That's going to bring in the runner. Kieran Dongo going to come across the score. That's going to give Palm Beach State a early 1-0 lead.
Strike 2. Yeah, it's a ball.
We got to thank the Treasure Coast Sports Commission for sponsoring this year's tournament, every single year. Thank you very much to the Treasure Coast Sports Commission and Historic Dodger Town for hosting this tournament. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out for the 3-hole hitter, Virginia Spring. She gets underneath that one a little bit, hits it out to deep left field. Went over the left fielder's head. And that's a stand-up double for Virginia Spring. Bringing up the third baseman, number 15, Jessica Onega.
Now batting third baseman number 15, Jessica Onega. Strike 1.
There's strike 1 to Jessica Onega. Onega pops that up to the shortstop for Northwest Florida State College, Tori Robinson. 2 outs in the inning.
Number 2, the first baseman, Philney Llewellyn.
Now we have up for Palm Beach State College, Philney Llewellyn, the first baseman. Llewellyn hitting .306, 27 runs scored, has 44 hits on the season. She's got a runner in scoring position over at second. And 1 runner already scored.
Breeze feels good now.
Tell you, anything hit up in the air. Not sure if we're going to see too many long balls out there today. Wind is blowing straight into our faces over here on field number 8. The 1 ball, 2 strike count for Llewellyn. Spring over at second. Llewellyn at the plate. They're going to go ahead and move Virginia Spring over to third. It looks like there was another illegal pitch. Field umpire going to come out, clean off the rubber, explain exactly what he keeps seeing over there to the coach.
We'll give her a ball now.
2 balls, 1 strike. So to give her a ball and move the runner over to third. So runner on third now for Llewellyn. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, big cut there. Northwest Florida State versus Palm Beach State College. The Panthers versus the Raiders here on Field 8. Llewellyn hit by that pitch, hit her right on the elbow. That's going to bring in Taylor Atherton.
Offensive player number 10, Taylor Atherton.
So runners on the corners, first and third for Taylor Atherton. Atherton, freshman from Ocoee, Florida. Pitch on the way, fouled back toward the screen. No balls, one strike to the freshman. Just a little bit of a heads up. In our first few games, we had Florida Southwestern defeat Florida State College of Jacksonville by a score of 12-5. The other game earlier on Field 8, Central Florida defeated Polk State by a score of 8-5. There's going to be a pop-up to the third baseman. That's going to end the inning. 1 run scored for Palm Beach State as they take the lead over Northwest Florida State College. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first. We are back in historic Dodger Town in Vero Beach, Florida for the bottom half of the first inning in game number 8. Palm Beach State College versus Northwest Florida State College. Northwest Florida State is the home team today. And leading off for Northwest Florida, number 17, Tori Robinson, the shortstop. Shortstop, number 17, Tori Robinson, leading off for Northwest Florida State College. She takes a big hack at a first pitch. Strike one. Pitching for Palm Beach State College, the freshman righty from Sebastian, Florida, and Sebastian River High School, Valerie Muth. There's a ground out to the second baseman, or shortstop, correction. There's a 6-3 ground out for the leadoff hitter, Tori Robinson. That's going to bring up the catcher, Hannah Sparks. Hannah Sparks, the catcher for Northwest Florida State College. Hannah Sparks, the sophomore catcher from Thomasville, Alabama, and Thomasville High. Wind is really starting to pick up here in Vero Beach, blowing in dead straight in from center field. Wind really picking up here. 2 balls, no strikes for the righty. Pitch from Muth. Strike 1, correction. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 2 strikes. There's a hard hit ball to center field by number 9, Hannah Sparks. That's a single.
Brings up the pitcher, number 23, Savannah McKellen.
That's going to bring up the pitcher, number 23, Savannah McKellen. Runner on first for Northwest Florida State College. She's going to take a quick timeout to retie her shoe over there. One ball, no strikes for the 3-hole hitter. Pitcher Savannah McKellen takes a second ball just outside. McKellen's hitting .408. She's played in 42 games and started 39 of them this year. She's got 58 RBIs and 23 home runs. Both lead Northwest Florida State College in that category. There's a runner trying to steal second. And the throw from the catcher, not in time. Well out of reach for both the second baseman and shortstop. So that's a stolen base for Hannah Sparks. Runner on second for Northwest Florida State College. At the plate, Savannah McKellen. Raiders pitcher takes that pitch inside. Bringing up Paige Johnson, the first baseman.
Number 15, Paige Johnson.
Runners on first and second, force out at all 3 bags. First pitch from Valerie Muth is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Make that 2-0. Muth having a little bit of control issues to start this game. Three balls, no strikes for Muth. and she walks the bases loaded. Bases are full for Mariana Perea, the left fielder, number 6. Perea is a freshman. The freshman from Brazil. She's a little head on that. Fouls it off down the first base side. Count 1 ball, 1 strike to the freshman. Slapped hard down the third base side. Just foul. Perea slaps that toward the shortstop. Shortstop is not able to make a play. I would issue that as an error on the shortstop. And that's going to bring in 1 run. That's going to bring in Hannah Sparks from third base to score. And that will bring up Brianna Ernst, the third baseman. So Perea reached on an E6. Base is still loaded for Northwest Florida State College. Northwest Florida 41-6, 14-1 at home, 14-2 away, and neutral site games 13-3. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Pitch toward the third baseman. Fouled back toward the press box.
Fans, any assistance returning foul balls is greatly appreciated. Thank you.
1 ball. Two strikes to Brianna Ernst. It's outside. Count 2-2. With 1 out on the board. Bases loaded, full of Raiders. Savannah McKellen's on third, Paige Johnson on second, and Perea on first.
Infield fly.
It's an infield fly. Leave the bases loaded to bring up number 4, Savannah Smathers, the right fielder. Two outs now. Savannah Smathers at the plate from Northwest Florida State College. The sophomore from Winter Garden and Crystal River High School. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside, 2-1. Other games currently ongoing. On field 9, State College of Florida versus Seminole. Over on field number 7, with Scott Jamison doing the broadcast of Indian River and Tallahassee. And St. Pete and Daytona are playing over on Field 7. We're on Field 8 with Northwest Florida State College and Palm Beach State College. Scores tied at 1-1. And that ball is hit hard to the left field side and is going to end the inning. 1 run scored across by the Northwest Florida State College, or Northwest Florida Raiders. We'll move on to the top of the second. We'll be right back from Vero Beach. We're back here from Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Kyle Wilson. I'm going to be doing the broadcast here on on field number 8 all weekend long. Due up in the top half of the second inning for Palm Beach State College. Their shortstop, Shanice Amerinciana. A first pitch on the way from McKellen. First pitch ball. Two balls, no strikes from McKellen. Marinciana at the plate. The delivery. That catches the outside corner for strike 2. Strike 1, correction. She tries to lay down a butt and pops it up to the third baseman. Straight over to Brianna Ernst is able to make that play. Bringing in the right fielder, number 20, Allison Gerard. So with a out, Gerard looks to bunt, brings the bat back, and takes strike 1 from McKellen. Squares up to bunt again. And the delivery from McKellen. Just looked low and outside. Not by much. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 2 strikes. Be interesting to see if McKellen is able to avoid that call from earlier in this game, which ended up leading to a Palm Beach State run. The illegal pitch, which allowed a runner to get on base and move up to third. There's a fly out to right field.
The second baseman, number 18, Charisse Mariciano.
That's going to bring up number 18, the second baseman, Charisse Amerinciana. Count 1 ball, no strikes to Marinciana. Count 1-1 to Marinciana. Count 2-1. That pitch catches the corner for McKellen. Count 2-2 to Charisse Mariziana. Grounder, just foul. Count remaining 2-2. Foul ball down the left side, down the third base side. Just out of play. Count 2-2 to Mariciana. We're here in Vero Beach, historic Dodger Town, on field number 8. Savannah McKellen pitching for the Raiders from Northwest Florida State College. Count 3-2. That's a full count to Mariciana. Pitch is on its way. Way out in front of that, Charisse Mariciana was. Count 3-2 still. And Mariciana hits that hard toward the first baseman. The first baseman's not able to make the play. That's going to bring to the plate Kaylin Spencer, the leadoff batter for Palm Beach State College.
Kaylin Spencer. She let it go to second. She's out.
That would be an E3. She reached on the air by the first baseman. Oh, and very close play. The snap throw it to first. And Mariciana was creeping off the bag there after the pitch. And the catcher from Northwest Florida State College fires over to first, almost able to get that play. That's Hannah Sparks at catcher for Northwest Florida. If she would have thrown that to the inside of the bag, I think she would have had her. She had to reach back around to try to get that tag down. Count 2 balls, no strikes. With a runner on first for the Panthers from Palm Beach State College. was popped up to shallow left. The left fielder makes her way in and makes the play. That's Mariana Pereira. It's going to end the inning for Palm Beach State College. No runs were able to score. That's going to be the end of the top of the second. We'll be right back with Northwest Florida State College momentarily. Back here from Vero Beach. Discover the Vero Beach Inn and Suites for your next visit to the area. Their rooms are oversized and comfortable with a bright color palette reminiscent of a quaint cottage feel. Their courtyard-style inn is a tropical landscape with outdoor seating areas and a pool. They're always there to help keep your budget in check without sacrificing any comfort. The Vero Beach Inn and Suites is the only boutique-style inn in Vero Beach that offers great service and amenities at a mid-level price. Please call 772 567-8321 for more information. Back here in Dodgertown, Northwest Florida State College at the plate. Coming to the plate, the second baseman, Mackenzie Huey. Huey batting .333 on the year with in 69 at bats. She's gotten 21, or she scored 21 times. She's gotten 23 hits, 1 double, 3 triples. She's not hit a home run this year. Count 0-1 to Huey. That wind has really picked up within the last hour over here in Vero Beach. We got here this morning, almost little to no wind. Feels like it's blowing in right now from dead center field here on field number 8. Minimum of 15 miles an hour, so it's blowing pretty good. We're here on field number 8, Palm Beach State College and Northwest Florida State College. Scott Jameson is overdoing the Indian River Tallahassee broadcast on field number 7. That score is 1-1 in the bottom of the second inning. That's going to bring to the plate number 19, Kristen Lazardi, the center fielder for Northwest Florida State College. From Dacula, Georgia, Lazardi has played outfield. This is her freshman season at Northwest Florida State. That pitch inside. Center fielder, Lazardi at the plate. She grounds it over to shortstop. Shortstop is not able to make the play. That's an E6 for Shanice Americiana.
Back to the top of the order. Shortstop number 7.
But with a runner on first, that's going to bring to the plate Tori Robinson, the shortstop for Northwest Florida State College. That's Mariciana's 28th error on the season. So rough spot over there at shortstop. With a team like Northwest Florida State College, you cannot give them extra outs. Any extra out that you give a team like the Raiders, they have a tendency to take advantage of them. Well, there's a great play from Mariciana. After the error last at bat, she makes that play moving all the way almost to third base, and she makes the catch to put out Luzardi. Correction, Robinson. That's going to bring up the catcher, Hannah Sparks, for Northwest Florida State. 2 outs. Runner going. And she's thrown out at second. That's going to end the inning. That's an absolutely great throw right on the money from the catcher, Virginia Spring. That's going to end the inning. We're going to move on to the top of the third. Palm Beach State and Northwest Florida State College tied up 1-1. We're back from Field 8 in historic Dodgertown. Leading off for Palm Beach State College, the Panthers, the center fielder, number 6, Tashland Kirindongo, the center fielder. Kirindongo tripled and came around to score in her first at-bat. She takes strike 1 from McClellan. There's a grounder to the third baseman. Routine throw over to first to put out Kirindongo. That's going to bring up Virginia Spring, the catcher. She was left on second last time at bat. At the plate, Virginia Spring. The pitch from McClellan. She hits that off the end of the bat toward the left fielder, and a diving catch by the left fielder from the Raiders. That's Mariana Perea. I think Tyler got a replay of that. We'll show that to you here again very shortly. That's a great play by the left fielder, Mariana Perea. We'll show that to you right now. Pitch hit there off the end of the bat. She takes a break and a great diving snag to make that play in left. That's 2 outs now for Palm Beach State. That's going to bring Jessica Onega to the plate. Back off the fence. Onega flied out to the, or popped out to the shortstop her last time at bat. Third, Onega is the third baseman for Palm Beach State. The pitch from McKellen. Bases open, defense playing straight away. The center fielder creeping just so much over to left center field, shading her to pull slightly. There's a play by the second baseman in foul territory to end the inning. That's Mackenzie Huey making the play all the way in foul territory from her position at second base to eliminate Jessica Onega. That's the end of the top of the third. We'll be right back from historic Dodgertown with the Raiders half of the inning. We're back here from historic Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Kyle Wilson, and we're on field number 8 for game number 9. Correction, game number 8. Palm Beach State versus Northwest Florida State College. We're going into the bottom half of the third inning. Northwest Florida coming to the plate. They're going to bring up their catcher, Hannah Sparks, who was at the plate at the end of the last inning when Tori Robinson was caught stealing to end the inning. So Hannah Sparks is leading off for the Raiders of Northwest Florida State College. She takes first pitch outside for ball 1. Remember, these teams are all vying for a spot in St. George, Utah in the national tournament, the NJCAA national tournament, in just a couple of weeks. Count 3 balls, no strikes. Sparks takes strike 1, count 3-1. Strike 2, full count for Sparks. Pitching Valerie Muth from Palm Beach State College. Ball 4. walking the leadoff runner onto first. That's going to bring up Savannah McHellen, the pitcher from Northwest Florida State College. McHellen, the sophomore from McDonough, Georgia. McHellen is fourth in the state in runs batted in with 58 on the year. That's foul to the right. That nearly came down and hit three guys, trying to figure out what field that ball came from over there. If you happen to make it out to Dodgertown this week, please make sure you keep your head on a swivel, watching out for fly balls. We've got 4 games going on at the same time. It can get a little hectic around here. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes to McHellen, who does lead the state in home runs. She's hit 23 home runs on the season. Actually, in my first 2 games doing the broadcast this weekend, I've gotten to see the 2 best home run hitters in the state in McHellen and Barlow from the College of Central Florida. Barlow has hit 19, McHellen 23. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Thanks for your assistance in returning that foul ball.
Assuming somebody did, right?
Count 2-2 to McClellan. Just a bit outside. Count 3-2, full count to the state's best home run hitter, McKellen. Oh, she really turned on that pitch. Lined it just foul down the third base side. Nearly taking out the third base coach while at it. Count 3 balls, 2 strikes. There are no outs in the bottom half of the third inning. Northwest Florida State College at the plate. McCallan's really fighting this at bat. I believe this is the 10th or 11th pitch of this at bat for McCallan. They're running out of softballs. They had to bring out some more balls for this at bat. And the state's best home run hitter turns on that one as well. She's fouled off at least 8 pitches this at bat. We're getting complaints from some of the other fields around that the foul balls from McKellen are interrupting play on other fields. And there is the second walk of the inning after a full count at bat. That's got to be deflating after a 20-something pitch at bat to still walk her. But, again, she is the best home run hitter in the state of Florida, so better to walk her than allow her to turn on one and knock it over the left field bleachers. There are bleachers in left. Nope, center field bleachers. I get a reflection off the window here, so that's going to bring to the plate Paige Johnson, the first baseman, Northwest Florida State College. Johnson is a freshman from Clarksville, Tennessee. Runners on first and second for Northwest Florida State. There's another foul ball onto another field. Count 0 balls, 1 strike to Paige Johnson. Wind blowing pretty heavily from left to right field. Correction, strike count is 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strike. That pitch was just outside. And there's a hit by pitch for Paige Johnson. That's going to move McKellen over to second and Sparks to third. That's going to bring up Mariana Perea, the left fielder who had the outstanding highlight play over in left field in the last half inning. She laid out for a ball and was able to make the catch. Count 1 ball, no strikes to Perea. Both runners that are aboard were walked there. Count 2 ball, 1 strike.
Thank you for your assistance returning those foul balls.
Northwest Florida batters have been aggressive and have fouled off multiple pitches in almost every at-bat. That ball is going to drop into shallow center field for a single, and that's going to bring in a run. Hannah Sparks crosses the plate and takes the lead for Northwest Florida State College.
Third baseman number 12, Brianna Ernst.
Now batting, Brianna Ernst, the third baseman. Ernst popped up to third base her last time at bat.
Right fielder number 4, Savannah Smathers.
Now batting, the right fielder number 4, Savannah Smathers. She flew out to right field her last time up. Count 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out in the bottom half of the third inning. That ball's hit a little off the hands toward the left fielder. Over on third, McAllen almost looked like she couldn't decide if she was going to try to tag up, even though that was a very, very shallow fly ball. They almost had her there at third when she threw back in. That's going to bring up Mackenzie Huey, the second baseman. Wind blowing dead in from center field. No complaints here in the press box, though. There's a second called strike against Mackenzie Huey. Ball, one strike. Bases loaded here for Northwest Florida State College. A chance to really jump out ahead with 2 outs. If the second baseman can come through with a clutch 2-out hit. Huey's hitting .333 on the year. 23 hits for the season. She slices that over to left field, and that's going to end the inning. Huey flying out to left field is going to end the inning for Northwest Florida State College. They leave 3 stranded. We'll be right back with the top half of the 4th after this. Has your company been looking to host an outing, a barbecue at the pool? The Vero Beach Inn & Suites offers 5 meeting rooms, including an executive boardroom. Full catering menu is also available. Please let their chef at Vero Beach Inn & Suites make your meal a meal to remember. Call them for more information at 772-567-8321. All located just a quarter mile east of I-95 off the 147 exit. We're back here in historic Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Kyle Wilson, here doing the Northwest Florida State College and Palm Beach State game. In the top of the 4th, Palm Beach comes to the bat down 1-0. First, the Raiders from Northwest Florida State College. At the plate for the Panthers currently is number 2, Philney Llewellyn, the first baseman from Palm Beach State College. She was hit by a pitch in her first at bat. One ball, one strike to Llewellyn. That's called strike. 1-2. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Llewellyn. That's high and outside. Pitching for Northwest Florida State College is McKellen. her season totals. We'll have to wait just for 1 second. Ball's grounded over to third base and rifled over to first.
Offense player number 10, Taylor Atherton.
It's going to bring up Taylor Atherton, the offensive player. She popped out to the third baseman, foul, earlier in the first inning. Count, 1 ball, no strikes. That pitch is hit and caught right there by the second baseman, moving towards second base. That's going to be the second out in the inning for Northwest Florida State College. It's going to bring the Panthers, number 1, Shanice Americiana, up to the plate. Last time up, Shanice flew out to right field. Now faces a 1-0 count from McKellen. There's a called strike. Count 1-1, 2 outs in the visitor half of the 4th inning. That ball's hit hard to the shortstop. Not able to make the play as the shortstop. First baseman stretches out, but is not able to come up with that ball, leaving the runner safe at first. So Marciana's on first, and Allison Gerard comes to the plate, the right fielder, number 20 for Palm Beach State. In her last at bat, she flew out to the right fielder. Squares up to bunt, brings the bat back. And a called strike. That ball is chopped to the right. Caught by the right fielder. And that's going to end the inning for Palm Beach State College. 1 runner left on base. No run scored. That's going to bring up Northwest Florida State College as they lead 2-1. We're back with Northwest Florida State College coming to the plate in the home half of the fourth inning. Leading off for Northwest Florida is number 19, Kristen Lazardi, the center fielder. She reached on an error by the shortstop, Shanice Americiana, last time up. Northwest Florida, of course, working towards the ultimate goal of reaching the National Junior College State Tournament out in Utah here in a couple weeks. 2 teams from the state tournament are going to make their way out to Utah. Lazardi flies out to the left fielder. That's Kaylin Spencer, who made her way in to very shallow left field to make that play. That's going to bring up the leadoff batter for Northwest Florida State, Tori Robinson. Robinson has grounded out to shortstop and reached on a single. She was then caught stealing in the last inning. Tori Robinson's batting .386 on the year. She's got 44 hits and has hit 7 home runs for the Raiders this season. She's slugging .702. That count moves to 2-2 with 1 out for Northwest Florida State College. That's outside and ball 3. Count 3-2 with 1 out for Northwest Florida's Tori Robinson. That ball's hit hard to left field. She's under it and makes the play. Robinson out. Spencer makes the play in left for the Panthers. That's going to bring Hannah Sparks, the catcher, back to the plate. Sparks has scored both times up. She singled, stole a base, then came around to score in the first. And in the third, she walked and then came back around to score. So Sparks has scored both of Northwest Florida's runs today. But there's nothing new there. She leads the team in runs with 59 runs throughout the season. The next closest is McKellen and Johnson at 43. So there is no doubt that the offense runs through Sparks if you're Northwest Florida. Sparks count 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's 2 out for the Raiders in the bottom of the 4th. Popped up to the first baseman. That's going to end the inning for Northwest Florida State College. No damage, no runs scored. That's going to bring up the Panthers after this short break. Back here from Dodgertown, I'm Kyle Wilson. Leading off for the Panthers from Palm Beach State College. The second baseman, number 18, Cherise Americiana. She takes first pitch outside for ball one. That ball's fouled down the left field line, just out of play. Here on field number 8, Northwest Florida State College leads Palm Beach State by a score of 2-1. This is game number 8 on field number 8. Winner of this game will play this evening at 6:30 right here on field number 8. It's a 3-4 putout for those of you who are scoring at home. And that's going to bring up Kaylin Spencer, the left fielder for Palm Beach State. Spencer takes strike one from McKellen. There's a pop fly to the second baseman of Northwest Florida State College, Mackenzie Huey, for the putout. That's going to bring up the center fielder, number 6, Taishlind Kirindongo. Kirindongo scored her first time up, the only run for Palm Beach State. She tripled and then came home to score. And she takes a first pitch strike. McKellen in her 5th inning of work, expecting her to go the entire game today, pending any disaster for Northwest Florida State College. McKellen has started 18 games this year, and 15 of those games she's gone the distance, finished the game. Expecting her to do the same today, especially with them leading 2-1. Why would you take out the best pitcher on your team when you need a win like this? Getting that first victory in a double elimination type format like this is just absolutely huge. Keeps you out of the losers bracket, but also you have that little bit of flexibility afterwards that, you know, if you are to slip up and you were to lose one, you still can win the state title. And there's a great play at second, again at second, by Mackenzie Huey, and that's going to retire the side. We'll be right back for the home half of the 5th inning, just after this short break. We're back here from Field 8 at historic Dodgertown, where Northwest Florida State College and Palm Beach State College are matching up in game number 8 of the winners bracket here in the state softball tournament. Again, two of these teams here by the end of the weekend will make their way to Utah for the NJCAA National Tournament. The top two teams this weekend are going to be able to make their way out there to Utah. Northwest Florida State College leads Palm Beach State by a score of 2-1 entering the fifth, with Savannah McEllen leading off for the Raiders. She takes the first pitch ball from Valerie Muth. McEllen absolutely turns on that ball, but it's hit out into the parking lot toward the field number 7. That ball was well foul. If I remember correctly, in her last at bat, McEllen fouled off, what was it, 8 or 9 pitches, Tyler? McEllen pops that up to right field. And Palm Beach State is able to get underneath that and collect that in. Allison Gerard makes the play and puts out McEllen. Checking in over in field number 7, Indian River State College has taken a 4-1 lead over Tallahassee. That's in the bottom of the 5th inning. Thank you, Tyler. Scott Jameson is doing that game just around the corner. As in the corners, I could hit him on the back of the head with a piece of paper from here. Quick mound meeting for Palm Beach State College. To lead off for Northwest Florida State College, Savannah McEllen popped up to right field, and that brings up Paige Johnson, the first baseman for the Raiders. Johnson walked and was hit by a pitch in her last 2 at-bats. So she's reached base both times and was stranded at second both innings. We're in the bottom of the 5th here, field number 8 over in historic Dodgertown. We're in Vero Beach this weekend. For the 2016 FCS AA Softball Championships. Paige Johnson turns on that. But the wind, as we've discussed earlier this game, the wind is blowing dead in from center field. I believe that ball stayed in the park because of it. The right fielder, Allison Gerard, is able to make that play right at the warning track. It's going to bring up Mariana Perea. Perea made a great play in left field in the first inning, I believe. She turns on that as well. It's hit deep to right field. And Allison Gerard over there in right field was busy this inning. Every single one of the batters was put out by the right fielder. We'll be right back after a short break and a quick ad for Vero Beach Inn and Suites, the hotel that we're all staying in this weekend. Thank you very much to Vero Beach Inn and Suites. We'll be right back shortly. The Vero Beach Inn and Suites is the only boutique-style inn in Vero Beach that offers great service and amenities at mid-level prices. Always just minutes away from white sand beaches, golf courses, fishing, and other area attractions, our American and continental menu offers classic choices popular among a wide audience. We also offer specialty item menus ranging from Italian to Mexican to Asian, barbecue, and sandwich boards. Whatever food and beverage offering you choose, their dedicated events team will thrill your guest and make your event one to remember. Call the Vero Beach Inn and Suites at 772-567-8321 for more information. We're back here on field number 8 from Dodgertown in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Kyle Wilson, leading off for Palm Beach State College. The Panthers is number 7, Virginia Spring, the catcher. Her last at bat, she flew out to the left field, just shy of the warning track. The Raiders of Northwest Florida State College lead Palm Beach State, the Panthers, by a score of 2-1. Runs were scored in the first inning by both teams. Since then, became somewhat of a pitcher's duel, with McKellen and Moth as our two pitchers. McKellen starting for Northwest Florida, Moth for the Panthers. There's a pop-up to the shortstop. Tori Robinson was able to make that play to put out Virginia Spring.
Third baseman, number 15, Jessica Onega.
That's going to bring up the third baseman, number 15, Jessica Onega. Onega has not reached base yet today. She popped out to the shortstop in the first, and in the third, her last at bat, she flew out to shortstop, who actually made the play in foul ground. And that's going to be another pop out for Onega, this time to the left fielder, Miranda Perea. So Onega is 0 for 3 for the day.
Philmy Llewellyn.
That's going to bring up the first baseman, number 2, Philny Llewellyn. Llewellyn hit by a pitch in her first at bat, and when she came up in the fourth inning, grounded to third to end an inning. Llewellyn takes a first pitch ball. Heads up to our camera operators upstairs. Foul ball right over the press box. Big thank you to Jason Polvin upstairs running our camera, the main camera on Field 8, and Christine over on Field 7. Thank you so much for the help. You can hear the wind blowing against the microphone. That's inside the press box. It is blowing it dead in from center field over here on Field 8. We've kept a couple balls in that were hit very, very hard that I think would have left the park if that wind wasn't blowing so hard. That's going to be a strikeout for Llewellyn, and in the inning, Palm Beach goes down without a fight in the top half of the sixth. We'll come back with Northwest Florida State College, home half of the inning. We're back here from historic Dodger Town in Vero Beach, Florida for the softball FSCAA state tournament. Go ahead and give you some updates on field number 9 right now. Or correction, who's on? In field 7, Indian River and Tallahassee are in the top half of the 6th inning. Tallahassee is losing to Indian River State College by a score of 4-1. There's going to be a foul ball over here on field number 8. There's a foul ball for Northwest Florida State College. Brianna Ernst. Looked like that was in play. Looks like she got tripped up going over the bag, too. I think that's what the coach is asking, is if that was a fair foul ball. Northwest Florida's coach thinks he might have gotten a little bit better of a view than the official. Count, 1 ball, or no balls, 1 strike. And that ball's ripped through the shortstop and third baseman, a hole in between the shortstop and third baseman, for a single.
Right fielder number 4, Savannah Smathers.
That's going to bring up the right fielder, Savannah Smathers. Smathers is 0 for 2 on the day. She's flown out to right field twice. Over on field number 9, State College of Florida and Seminole are playing. That game is 0-0, tied up. That's going to be a putout there for Savannah Smathers. Out at first, and that's going to move the runner, Brianna Ernst, over to second. So Smathers is out at first, and that's going to bring Mackenzie Huey, the second baseman, to the plate. Huey lined out her first time at bat to the second baseman. That's popped up to center field. Center fielder underneath it, and she makes the play. Taishland Kirandongo comes in and collects that pop up to center field. That's going to bring up Kristen Lazardi, the center fielder, who reached on an error by the shortstop and flew out to her right her last time at bat. 0 for 2 on the day. That ball gets away from the catcher, and moving to third is Brianna Ernst. Heads up base running with the passed ball. That pass ball moves Ernst over to third base. 2 outs for Kristen Lazardi. Runner now on third base is Brianna Ernst. She made it to second on the sacrifice by Savannah Smathers. Lazardi takes a ball for the count, 3-1. That's a 3-ball, 1-strike count on Lazardi, the center fielder for Northwest Florida State College. There's a line drive and a putout by the shortstop, Shanice Emericiana. So Lizardi is now 0 for 3 on the day. That's the end of the bottom of the 6th. That's going to take us to the top of the 7th with Raiders' chance to end this game now. We'll be right back after a short break. We're back here on field number 8 at historic Dodgertown. For the top of the 7th, Northwest Florida State College versus the Palm Beach State College. Pinch hitting for the Panthers. Replacing, let's see, Taylor Atherton is number 9, Sidnelise Eloise. Count 1 ball, no strikes to Eloise. Eloise pops it up. The right fielder comes in and calls off the second baseman. Smathers calling off of Mackenzie Huey. Smathers is able to make the play out in right field. Very shallow right. Bringing up Shanice Emericiana, Savannah McKellen in her 7th inning of work for the day. As expected, we expected her to try to go for the entire game, try to get the complete game. She's done that in 15 of her 18 starts. It looks like that's going to be 16 of 19 at this point. Northwest Florida leads by a score of 2-1 over Palm Beach State College. With 1 out on the board. Just me. Oh, foul ball back. Right off of one of the support beams of the fence. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, we do have we got to keep an eye out here. We got 1 hole right in the fence. It'd be interesting to see if a ball makes it through there. Been told that's where scaffolding goes for high school baseball games. Fouled off again. Still count 1 ball, 2 strikes for Shanice Emericiana of Palm Beach State College. Ball is hit hard to left field. The left fielder comes in, makes the play, records out number 2. The Panthers have a 1 out to play with. They're bringing in their right fielder, Allison Gerard. Allison Gerard at the plate, the right fielder. She's 0 for 2. Flew out to right and popped up to the second baseman. 1 ball, no strikes to Gerard. Gerard, the freshman from Port St. Lucie Centennial High School. 2 balls, no strikes. He pulls the bat back and takes a inside pitch. Call 3 balls, no strikes. McClellan, this is obviously a taking account. You're waiting to see what this pitch is. Oh, Gerard thought that was ball 4, and the umpire late called her. Count 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to Gerard. Freshman from Port St. Lucie. McClellan with the pitch. And the crashing third baseman, Brianna Ertz, makes the play. Throws over to first and ends this game. Northwest Florida State College has defeated Palm Beach State by a score of 2-1. That's the end of game number 8 here from Dodgertown. The final score, Palm Beach State and Northwest Florida. Northwest Florida defeats Palm Beach State by a score of 2-1. Northwest Florida is going to move on to game number 16 Friday at 6:30. That's right here on field number 8 at 6:30. Northwest Florida is going to face the winner of St. Pete and Daytona. We'll be right back momentarily with our next game.